Hi, it's Adele Michael, and I am back with another Abundance Live with Adele and another in our series on unraveling self-stopping. And why are we doing this? My goal is to have these conversations with you to help you become aware of where you might be stopping yourself from going for your dreams and desires, and bringing that awareness up so that you can see, gosh, I am doing that, and I would really rather not. I would rather choose something else. So that's the reason for this, and I have started hearing from you, and I'm so glad that you're watching and that you're taking this into your life. And I want to thank Liz for writing about the judging episode that we did, and how she sees that she's really a great judge of herself and how that stops her. So that awareness will give her new choices and new possibilities. And that's what we're all about, is really opening up the possibilities of your having exactly what you desire in your life and your work. So today we're going to talk about selfish. Oh, what a big word for many women. I can't tell you the number of women who've said to me, well, I didn't do that because I didn't want to seem selfish. And I work with women in business to help them with their confidence and their sales skills, because selling is really the only way to get money into your business. So if you are not putting yourself forward to offer what you have, and I'm not talking about being salesy, but inviting people to look at what you have to offer and perhaps to work with you, then that's a really good way to stop your business from prospering. So what is it about being selfish that we just like to avoid? I looked it up in the dictionary, and selfish, one of the definitions is exclusively or excessively being concerned with oneself. And we pretty much know selfish when we see it. We don't tend to like to interact with people who are selfish because, there's really not a whole lot coming back. It can be kind of entertaining to see how selfish people can be, but it's really not something that you want a whole lot in your relationships. So when it comes to our being selfish, or my being selfish, I'll just use myself as an example. I'm not sure that I have the correct calibration of what selfish is. And why is that? I think it's because I've been trained by other people to really watch myself and watch my self-interest. It's like my having self-interest, it just didn't work for some people in my life. And so they were often trying to get me to give up my self-interest in favor of theirs. And that may have happened to you too. I really feel like most women in our culture have been trained to be less self-interested than is really healthy. And self-interest leads to self-care. So if I'm being selfish, I might also be taking care of myself in a much better way than if I don't act selfish. So I know that when I don't feel well, I can't, and I've been through a health challenge, and I'm on the other side of it, thank goodness. But it was very challenging in the middle of it to, want to do for other people and not have the energy to do it. And so I had to be selfish, and I had to take care of myself, and I had to be interested in myself. And what I see with a lot of women is that we will run so hard for the goal in our work, in our families, in our life, in our community. We will do for other people, and we never put ourselves on our own agenda. Never. And that not only leads to burnout, it can lead to illness, and for some people it can lead to death. So we don't really want to have a premature illness or death. So let's start to move the definition of selfish into self-interested. So what difference would it make if you knew that self-interest and self-care was entirely appropriate and in fact necessary? Would that make a difference in how you talk to people about your business? Would that make a difference in how you interact with other people and what you say yes to? Would you say no more often if you needed to rest, or if you needed an R&R day, or if you needed to retreat someplace and just have mental space? Would that make a difference for you? And as you may have heard before, I've talked about Adam Grant's work in his research in his book Give and Take. And what he found was that overgivers really performed the least well of any of the groups that he measured. So he measured givers with self-interest, matchers, people who, you give me an apple, I'll give you back an apple. Takers, which are, we know what takers are, and then overgivers, givers who do not have any self-interest. So in business, they do the least well because they have no self-interest. There's not a collaboration. There's not a mutual give and take. And those who do the best in business and sales are givers with self-interest. I'd like to give this to you, and in return, I would like to be paid, for instance, for your business. So the research shows that being self-interested is really a very positive thing for your business and for your health. So let's see if we can clean up some of our cringing about being selfish. Okay, so this is the bobber, and it's a dowsing tool. And if you want to learn more, you can go to raymondgrace.com. Oh, no, that's not right. raymondgrace.us. And he has some classes coming up, and he also always has virtual classes going on if you'd like to learn how to dowse. I love it because it's a visual and a physical representation of your mind changing energy. So what we're going to do is dowse on the words, change the energy around the word selfish. So anywhere, so when I'm doing like this is going counterclockwise, and what that means is that it's removing the energy. And I'm also going to use access consciousness clearing statements to help clear as well. So all of this really is my intention and your agreement to intend along with me that this start getting cleared up for you, so you can stop stopping yourself by thinking, oh, I can't do that because I'll be selfish. Okay? So anywhere where selfish is a bad thing, delete and destroy across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And that's from Access Consciousness. You can go there, accessconsciousness.com, and you can look up the clearing statement if you'd like to know what all that means. And it actually does mean some things. We're just clearing on selfish, on the bad connotations of selfish. Whew. Okay. So let's infuse a proper calibration of self-interest, self-care, and selfish. There really are times you want to be selfish. You want to take care of your energy, take care of your mental status, take care of your emotions, take care of who you are, so that you have the energy and the resources to be in your life fully and to help those that you desire to help. Oof, okay. Okay, so in this round, let's work on the shadow of selfish. So if you know anything about shadow work, it's really powerful work because it's what we pushed into the shadows so that we don't see it. I don't want to think of myself as selfish because I don't like it in other people. But what's the benefit? What is the benefit of being selfish? So anywhere where you're not willing to see the benefit of being selfish, where it really triggers you, And it really makes you think, oh, that person is so selfish. I never want to be like that person. Well, maybe there's some benefits in being selfish, like taking care of yourself. Yeah. Whew, let's delete and destroy all the ways that you've put into the shadow your selfishness. Good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And let's infuse, this is the infusion part, we're going to infuse the benefits of being selfish. Let you see them, let you gravitate towards them, let you claim those when you're ready. And maybe you have some ideas about the benefits of being selfish. Gosh, maybe somebody gets what they want. Maybe somebody's really clear about what they desire and they ask for it. Wouldn't that be something? Whew, is that selfish or is that clarity? If you can't ever be selfish, how is that limiting you? Okay. So one last clearing, and this one, what does this one need to be about? Anywhere where you're afraid of criticism or rejection from someone else, that you are selfish. I think that holds us back a lot. I know I don't want anybody to judge me or think I'm selfish or reject me. But what am I giving up by having that point of view? Why does their opinion of me matter than my own experience? Whew, okay. Let's infuse in the acceptance that we have needs, that we have a self. We have a self that has needs, desires, dreams, wishes, hopes. And that we're here to grow into our full self, to be generous with ourselves, to be generous with others when it works for us, and to recalibrate what being self-interested is. So I'm just going to suggest that you use the word self-interest, the words self-interest, instead of the word selfish going forward, and see what that clears up for you. I would love to hear from you about what these videos are doing for you and the clearings. You can email me, or if this is on social media, put it in the comments below. And I will see you next time with another Abundance Live with Adele. Thanks.